Hi, so in this video I want to talk about Dr. Jayaram in relation to Lucy Letby. So who is Dr. Jayaram? Well, he's a television personality. I'd never heard of him before this, just that, his name came up and I looked into him a bit. So he's a television personality doctor. He did the Born Naughty series, and I have actually seen a couple of those programs, but I didn't connect that with him. And he was one of the doctors in the hospital. He was where Lucy Letby worked, the Countess of Chester. He was very, very vocal that he thought she was harming babies, and he pushed very hard for her to be removed, and finally arrested together with other doctors in the department. So it seemed that he really took the lead in this. So I've talked a bit about Lucy Letby's demeanour in the first video I did, and in this I want to compare it with Dr. Jayaram's demeanour, because to be honest I just find him really odd. And so my first video is, could Lucy Letby be autistic? Would that explain some of her behaviours we find odd? And now I'm sort of saying, well, he's odd, but not in a good way. And I hope the reasons for that will become clear. He was very, very vocal in pointing the finger at Lucy Letby. Some criticism has been made about him. There was one incident when a baby was in distress, and he was certain that he'd caught Lucy Letby red-handed harming the baby, and there's a lot of comments. Yeah, but why didn't you go to the police then if you thought that's what had happened? Now, I'm not 100% sure, but it seems to have been noted that he has not been consistent in his account of events in court, whereas Lucy Letby, she did stick, she stuck with her facts. I got to say that. She did not chop and change her story at all. But it does seem that he has a bit of difficulty sticking to one story from the reactions that I've seen, and I've I've watched a couple of clips of him. I've watched a clip of the other doctors involved, and Dr. Briery. To be honest, I find Dr. Breary, I think possibly he's been misled, you know, possibly he's kind of a bit of a good old boy, but otherwise I find him pretty straightforward. I find him, I think he comes over as basically fairly straightforward. There's another doctor, I can't remember his name. I think this was the first doctor who had concerns. But if you see the clip, he's got white hair. Again, he may be misled, he may be right, but he does seem to be consistent and fairly straightforward in how he's presenting what he thinks. Dr. Jayaram, I find him really weird, and you know, several people have said, oh God, he just creeps me out. And I have to say, I agree. So he had an interview about the Lucy Letby case. It's on YouTube. His demeanour, it is really a bit strange, I think. And there's a point at which he asks, you know, do you feel like a hero? I can't remember it. And he does this really weird thing. He just grabs his face like that. I think, what's that all about? I think, is he trying to not say something? You know, he grabs his face, looks tearful, has a croaky voice, but there are no tears in his eyes. And, you know, once he said that bit, and then he gets back to normal, factual self very quickly, in a split second. If, you know, if you're on the verge of tears, you can't recover yourself that quickly. You really can't. It takes a little time. You know, you can't, if you're sad, you can't suddenly snap back into a happy state. As what I mean is, if you're showing grief or sorrow, you can't suddenly snap back body language wise into like baseline or normal or neutral or happy. That's just not possible because your muscles have changed. I don't know whether they've relaxed or tightened, I'm not quite sure which, but you can't unlock that in an instant. So he grabs his chin, says he doesn't want to be a hero, croaky voice, no tears in the eyes. Then he has some factual stuff to relay, so he snaps back into normal emotion, relays the stuff, and then he's asked about something else. That's it. Do you think you could have saved the babies? And croaky voice, looking like he's going to cry again. So there's this back and forth. this is really, really quite weird, I think. So, and other people have commented, you know, some people have seen that and think that he's completely wonderful and being emotional and empathic, and other people think this is downright creepy. I'm in the downright creepy camp with this. So yeah, I just really wanted to mention that, because, you know, this, I mean, he was a central part of this whole case, and, you know, could there be anything there? I don't know. Anyway, so that's all of my Lucy Letby videos. I hope that, you know, these were useful. I hope you liked them, and certainly, you know, no disrespect to anybody, because I know this has obviously been a really, really terrible time for a lot of people. So yeah, that is my thoughts on the matter. So yeah, hope you liked, and for those of you who've newly come to my videos, normally I make videos about eyesight, sometimes about linguistics, sometimes about music, sometimes about health. So yeah, have a look at, you know, some of my other videos, and, you know, hope to see you in the next video.